Well, good morning. Happy Friday. Morning Manna. Get your coffee and let's finish this first section here of 1 Peter. We're going to look at verses 10 through 12 say this. Concerning this salvation, the prophets who spoke of the grace that was to come to you searched intently and with the greatest care, trying to find out the time and circumstances to which the Spirit of Christ in them was pointing when he predicted the sufferings of the Messiah and the glories that would follow. It was revealed to them that they were not serving themselves, but you. And when they spoke of the things that they have now been told, that have now been told you by those who have preached the gospel to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven, even angels long to look into these things. It's kind of a self-explanatory text. What Peter is saying here, and it's clearly important to him, and you see this in all of the New Testament writers, they want to demonstrate that, hey, what I'm writing, what I'm trying to teach you here is no novelty. This is nothing to be trifled with. This is nothing for you to not take seriously, not to be flippant, but to be very astute in your understanding of what I'm trying to say. And he's saying, look, here's the proof. This was all testified before by the prophets. And if you go back and read the prophets in the Old Testament, you will clearly see so much of what they forecast has come to play out in the New Testament and certainly in the life of Christ. And Peter wasn't trying to prove this to you. He was just saying, look, you can test this for yourselves. You can go check what the prophets have said yourself. You don't need me to verify this. You can do that. But Peter knew the truth. Remember, Peter hung out with Jesus. He was his right-hand guy. Peter didn't question it. Peter's the only other guy who walked on water. So Peter knew what he was talking about and probably didn't feel this need to prove anything. I'm a huge fan of apologetics, but there's really not a lot of value to them because apologetics really try to prove something in the faith. And I don't think that you can. And I think that's by design because there's just an element to our walk that has to be identified by a leap of faith. And so what's your devotion today? Take that leap. Sometimes you just have to move in faith. And I think that's by design. Sometimes you're not always going to be able to outline the truth and detail everything. You can't always cross every T and dot every I. And life doesn't always make sense. Sometimes you got to move in faith. The good thing is we have the Holy Spirit who leads us into what, JT?
All truth.
All truth every time. Yield to the Spirit and you'll be just fine. And that's your devotion for today. Guys, it's been a good week. As always, remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be made aware every time we put out a new video. Go bless somebody else today. Do something amazing for them. Don't expect anything in return. Watch what happens in your life, and we'll see you on Sunday.